Hello everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, our AI game with the Rise of Rome mod. Last time we had some interesting things go on. The United States took Canada and Mexico completely, as well as Nicaragua and the states and stuff in Central America. They are currently warring Ecuador on this small area in Panama. They're also warring on this side as well. They've landed troops in Colombia, who is actually an ally, which is interesting. Two allies have actually met up, which is probably bad for the rest of the South American continent, that the Americans have arrived and they're allied with Colombia, because that means Colombia is probably going to just dominate the entire thing. Unless, of course, Brazil can somehow squeak out a win here in the bottom, but I haven't looked much at South America because it's generally very uninteresting in these games, but holy shit, look at this friggin' craziness. So you've got Brazil, who by far is still the dominant power. However, you have Venezuela creeping in a little bit here with apparently 2 German troops. What the fuck are they doing here? And an Italian troop, okay. Whatever. There's also a couple of Italians and Germans protecting Carthage's holdings as well. But anyway, so you have Brazil defending on all sides against literally everybody. I don't think there's anybody in South America. Oh no, they're not at war with Chile and Ecuador, so that's good. But they're at war with everybody else. So Chile is warring Argentina fairly successfully. I think if they can manage to push them out of here, then reroute the troops that are here to the north, they could actually probably take them out. Argentina definitely is focusing more so on the Paraguay line and Uruguay line, which is interesting. South America is quite the hellhole. The U.S. is also pushing into Newfoundland as well. That is a war that the Americans are winning. There's only 1 British troop left. So if they manage to take that, they'll take the rest of it, and then the UK will just own the island of Newfoundland, which, whether the AI is smart enough to make a naval invasion, is something we'll probably never find out. Does Carthage just own this? Oh, it's the UK. Alright, I was kind of like, what? Now, the big thing in Europe that happened is Sfax took over Carthage's capital and took all of their land in France. However, Carthage survived on the island of Sardinia and the other one, I forget the name of, and I didn't bother to look it up. However, Carthage's armies somehow lived, or at least a large bulk of them, and that's probably because they were mostly in foreign nations like Germany and Italy. So they moved from Germany and Italy to create a major front line here to try and push Sfax back. Which is interesting. Now, Sfax is part of the Commintern. If you guys aren't up to speed on the series, the Commintern owns a vast majority of goddamn everything, and is by far the most powerful faction out there. The Axis is really its only major pushback, I guess you could say, because there are some very powerful nations in the Axis. Such as, again, Carthage with its large army. You have the Germans with their fairly large spread-out army. The Italians, you have Hungary. You've got a very powerful old nation as well in Sparta. So Sparta is also fighting for the Axis. In Asia, you have the Japanese, who have been holding off the Soviets for, like, fucking 10 years, almost. It's been hit and miss here, and you have Siam and the Vietnamese colony with Nepal fighting against the Commintern and the Maurari Empire here, who, yeah, they are at war with. Okay, wasn't sure. And then you have the third faction, which is the Allies, which are not doing all that great, to be totally honest. The Allies are pretty screwed. Britain, of course, the leader of the Allies and the only nation that has any kind of major strength to it at all, and they're pretty spread out because they're fighting in Africa, they're fighting in to keep Britain itself safe, they're fighting in Europe up here a little bit. They have nobody in Czechoslovakia, which the Czechs have 80-some units. That's impressive. That is an impressive amount of units. But they're also fighting in Belgium, trying to keep themselves relevant on the European continent, which is bad. If they get pushed out of Belgium, there only is a few allied nations left. So it's hard to say how that will really square out. I don't think Sfax is strong enough to keep this land. They don't have a lot of whole lot of troops. If the Carthaginians decide to make a major offensive push, they'll be pushed right the fuck back. If the Carthaginians were smart enough, they would push them back through Spain, cross to Gibraltar, and just invade both Berbers and Sfax, and just take them completely out of Africa. Yugoslavia as well, which is its, I think they're their own state, has taken advantage of Africa as well as Liberia. Liberia has taken advantage of it as well. So it's very, it's quite the fucking hellhole, honestly. This world is quite the hellhole. The Commintern asshole dick face Soviet Union is pushing slowly into Europe as well. They've taken huge chunks of Poland out. They're losing most battles, which is weird. But they are pushing in. Romania was doing well for a while, and they just kind of got slapped here. So they're getting pushed in. Thrace, as well, is trying to push into Romania. I do believe Thrace is Commintern, isn't it? Not yes. So it's all Commintern nations in here. Sfax, or not Sfax, Sparta is, oh geez. Romanian's People's Republic was puppeted, so Romania is now probably Commintern? Yeah, that's not good. So Romania is now Commintern, which means they're fighting against non-Commintern nations now around them, which is, yeah, they literally just assigned that order into Yugoslavia. So there's a possibility Yugoslavia could be taken out and either puppeted or annexed completely, which is interesting. I feel bad for Sparta now because they've lost their only ally in the region, which was the Romanians. That's really unfortunate for them. That's going to be a difficult fight now for them. The Spartans, they have a decent amount of troops, and they are fighting in mountainous terrain, so, I mean, who knows how this is going to work itself out, because it looks like the offending nations don't have mountain troops. I'm not sure what the fuck they have, though. I don't think they have mountain troops either. But at the very least, it'll keep them from dying, hopefully. We also have Greece, who is something. Yeah. Greece, you are, I'm not sure. You have some units. They've been surviving. They've pushed out. They were pushed back to, like, the coast here, and they only had the port here at Izmir for a while, and they pushed back against the Turks. If they were smart, they would walk into Ankara right now, but apparently they're not smart enough to walk into Ankara right now. The Turks are only fighting on the southern edge, all right? And they're not even fighting Ptolemy, who is their enemy. There's nothing here. They could push into Ptolemy. Again, the Greeks are stupid, apparently. They're not very smart, but whatever. Ptolemy Kingdom still fighting Nabatea, but Nabatea looks like they're actually making a good push now. But Ptolemy looks like they finally decided to actually produce units and fight, so who knows? Maybe they'll push back Nabatea. Nabatea only has 2 units. There's only 2 units here. Oh, they only have 1 Nabatean unit, I think, too, and I think 1 Soviet. Oh, no, they're both Nabatean. So Ptolemy, if you weren't stupid, you could probably kill them. Same with down here. They're fighting Kush, and they have this one guy who's just dying of attrition slowly. Kush isn't a threat to anybody, I don't think. I really don't think they're a threat to anybody. They don't have very many units. What are they? 1, 2, 3? 3 units total? They're not really a threat to anybody. How are these guys doing? So Kataban is fighting... is fighting the Arabic Assembly, which is Commintern. I think Kataban is actually allies. Oh, no, they're Axis, sorry. So the Axis is fighting here, which would probably explain why there's a Japanese troop sitting here and a, I don't know what that is. Oh, that is Kataban's troops. Oh, no, it's Kataban as well, never mind. So yeah, they're kind of just fighting them and, you know, not doing a fantastic job. You got Magyarn fighting both of them, which... it's just dumb. They should put aside their differences, honestly. God. I think the only surviving original, like, haven't been defeated and moved somewhere else or puppeted by the Soviets or other nations that are still alive is Berbers, because they haven't done fucking anything. Sfax, Carthage, Sparta, Thrace. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's because the Seleucids were taken over. Oh, Greece. The Greek city-states. Because this isn't actual Greece, because this is the Greek city-states that are based in Crete, and they had Izmir, and they've invaded out. And they're almost to fucking Ankara, actually. Holy shit. They are friggin' close. Oh, they have nobody on that front line. Are they trying to surround them? That's pretty smart if they're trying to surround them. Really? They're going to have the Greek city-states are going to have a legendary fight possibly at Anatolia. Okay, yeah, alright. Whatever. Whatever. So yeah, those are the only real surviving ones I think left. Honestly. Yeah, everybody else has been taken out. It's pretty crazy. Well, this is the Mayara Empire in India is still good. I guess in Kataban and Magan are also two separate ones. Kush, Ptolemy, Nabatea, they still exist as well. They haven't been taken out though. Kush is kind of, sort of there, but not really. Oh, that one unit just got surrounded. If he's still there, he's dead. How Kush has survived, I don't know, because Ethiopia's been at war with them since day one, so has Ptolemy. So, how they're alive, I have no idea. Nabatea and Kami and Ptolemy are also just been at war. Actually, Nabatea, no. Nabatea is a puppet. Never mind. Ptolemy does count. It's not a puppet. They haven't been puppeted yet. They're still fighting back against the Soviets. God love them. Now, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on up here? So, Germany has invaded the Soviet Union through here and is doing well at it. It looks like the Soviets have pushed down in here a little bit more, closer to Manchukuo's capital, because it looks like the Japanese have rerouted their efforts to up here to maybe try to surround them, perhaps, and also here on this line. There's a lot of Japanese over here. Holy shit. That's insane. That's probably because of China, because they defeated those two dynasties that were bordering the area, so they kind of have... Chinese are kind of in trouble. The British look like they're here to help, but I don't think it's going to last. They've set up a defense line here. They had one here, but I'm guessing the Soviets broke it, which isn't good, because that was fast. That was a fast break of that defense line. So that sucks for the Chinese. The Chinese are probably going to die. I feel bad for them, but I don't. I don't at all. I don't feel bad for them at all. How's Romania doing? So Romania is kind of flooded around here with land. I don't really understand what they're trying to fucking do. They're attacking Hungary, which is an allied nation, and they're attacking the Czechs, which, again, is an allied nation. And so I'm wondering how that's gonna go. It looks like the Soviets have stalled outside of Warsaw. Like, they're fighting a fight up here, but I think that's more so the Lithuanians fighting that fight. But they've stalled outside of Warsaw. I think if they take Warsaw, the Polish will capitulate, and they'll probably puppet the Polish, to be honest, which I don't think is the best idea against Germany, to puppet them. The Germans do have their hands full with Brussels and stuff right now, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. This kind of stalls out and stuff. Brussels hasn't really... The border hasn't changed very much. Looks like... Oh, no, they're fighting again. The Germans are winning every fight. So it's just a matter of pushing them out. Hopefully. Maybe. If they're smart enough to. Again, Carthage not moving. Carthage could blitz the hell out of the troops here if they really wanted to. It wouldn't take much. And, like, there's a push in here, but just, you know, take every, like, the 10 fucking units sitting here, kill those two, surround them, kill them, and then what are they gonna do, right? Come on, Carthage. You're better than this. You're way better than this. Oh, yeah, Syracuse is still alive. I forgot, because the Italians just, for whatever reason, cannot cross this strait. Because there's too many random shit. Aprius, Boss-Buried Commune, Iranian Communist Authority, Nicaragua, whatever's left of them, and Estonian Independent SSR. So a bunch of Soviet satellite nations have sent their troops to defend Syracuse, who I'm going to guess is Commintern. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Wow. I feel bad for the Axis. They were doing really well, then Sfax had to fuck it up. Like, they were doing super, super well. Like, I thought the Axis would actually have a good chance of fighting the Commintern, but I'm not so sure now. And I really want the Commintern and Germany, which is the leader of the Axis, to fight, because I want to see who wins, right? That's the end of the series. Whoever loses between the Axis and the Commintern, their main factions, so Germany versus the USSR, it's looking pretty damn positive for the Commintern USSR at this point. I mean, Romania capitulated, so now they're deeper into Balkan Europe. Like, they're fighting and winning most of their battles against ally nations and the Axis Hungary, which isn't great. I'm wondering, are there... No, it's all Hungarian troops on the border. I was wondering if like the Italians or somebody sent anything. Now, the Spartans, they actually just pushed in. Holy crap. This was, this section here, this bubble, was Yugoslavian land. It's not anymore. That's interesting. And they're winning their battle here. Argentina declared war on Peru. Oh, well, that's very unfortunate for them. Peru is Axis. So is Venezuela. Peru is pretty screwed. I wouldn't really count them as an Axis power anymore. Venezuela's still doing okay. Okay, that's nice. Everybody's just going to join this war now, aren't they? Yeah, the Venezuelans I would still consider a power. They're still doing quite well. Although, America... What the fuck? What the fuck? So the Americans have fully invaded South America now. They're fighting the Colombians? When did they go to war with the Colombians? They were allies before. Well, that's strange. They were outside of Bogota, too, so that's... If they lose Bogota, they'll probably capitulate, because they've been fighting for too long. They're probably exhausted. They're winning their fights against Ecuador, because they have, you know, modern troops compared to, you know, the kind of ragtag that comes out of the South American factions, at least for stats, right? So, that's not good. America's just going to take over all of South America, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Honestly. Like, Brazil will stall them for a little while, but there's literally nothing anybody's going to be able to do about stopping the Americans. The Americans are by far the most powerful non-factioned state. It would be very interesting to see them join the Axis. They won't, because they're at war with Germany. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Okay, fucking war with Bolivia. Who cares? It would be interesting to see them either hitch on to the Axis or the Allies, neither, because they're at war with the two main nations, or join their own faction and war the Soviets. But they're actually not at war with the Soviets, I don't think. Oh, no, they are. They are, never mind. There's just no reason for them to attack the Soviets. The Soviets have given them no reason to go to war with them. So why would they bother? You know? Oh, Hungary actually just lost a bit of a front line there. They actually pushed into Hungary a little bit. That's not good. Austria is actually pushing into Switzerland, which is very interesting. Okay. A bunch of stuff's going on. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Yeah, so the Austrians are actually pushing into into Switzerland, which is very odd. Very odd. There's just so many defensive wars going on. It's gotten to that point. Macedonia, how are you fucking alive, man? Like, I don't understand. Where is your capital? Where the fuck is your capital even at? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Did they take it? Did they just take it? Carthage declared war on Liberia. Oh no. I think they might have. I don't think their capital was Skopje, though. I think it was like in here somewhere. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Macedonians could have a fucking island in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and I would never know. I would never know. Oh shit, the Macedonians are fucked. So the Macedonians just got surrounded here. I think that's Soviet, though. Venezuela took 2 states. Oh shit. So Venezuela just puppeted, or didn't puppet. They took with the U.S. The Colombians. So Colombia's dead. Colombia has died in a gruesome, gruesome death. Oh my god, fuck off. In a very gruesome death. I don't think the Venezuelans are going to be able to... Well, I don't know. The Venezuelans have the help of the Germans, so it's hard to say. Because the Germans haven't had to worry too much about actual invasions going on. So, Yeah. I don't actually know how that's going to go. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. But the Americans are winning all of those wars, right? All of those battles. So probably not going to go well. But yeah, Macedonia got their main army surrounded and they just fell back. The Spartans are kind of making a line around here, which is very interesting. See, the smart thing would be to do is to peace with Greece, ally with Greece, and then take out the Turkish here and then fight north on a line. But they're not going to do that because that would be smart. You know what I mean? It's very interesting, though. Very, very interesting that they managed to do that. Good job on the Spartans, just expanding the crap out of everything. They're doing very well. Like, super, super well. Poland looks like they're getting surrounded at this point, which isn't good. Warsaw's surrounded at this point. There's a Soviet tank fighting it. I wonder if they'll take it, like, quickly or not. So that'd be interesting. The Polish have machine guns now, though, so who knows? That could be a game changer, everybody. The Polish got machine guns. But the question is it too little too late? And the answer to that is probably. Yeah. Yeah, probably is. I love how the Germans are just ready. They have a whole front just, like, set up here, and they're like, fuck you. Like, you know, the Axis is small, but it's powerful. There's a lot of powerful nations in it. So there's been no movement here. This is stalemated out. There's been some movements in here. Honestly, killing this one would just be beneficial, because it would create a more stable line. Honestly. This is just a fucking mess. Oh my god. They've surrounded them here, so just take them out, take them out. Take them out along the shoreline. That would be easy, because that's technically they're surrounded there as well, because there's no port except for in Yangon, but you could easily take some troops, cut them off, kill them, and then take Yangon. Like, it wouldn't be that difficult for the Japanese in Siam to just brutally murder the troops from this empire here, but they're just too goddamn stupid. I guess it is too dumb to be able to do it. I don't understand. They're really close to Ecuador's capital. I just realized that's bad. Peru's half alive still. I don't know how they're hanging on. Uruguay is fighting a heavy war. Friggin' poor little son. They have expanded considerably, to be fair. I mean, like, I don't know if you know Uruguay very well, everybody, but it's like to here, like this bubble here, this bubble here. So they expanded out this direction and north a little bit. So, I mean, you know, they haven't done bad. Oh, shit. What the fuck happened to Liberia? What the fuck? They're just taking everything in Africa. They're just wiping the floor with it. Because nobody's paying attention to Africa. And I don't blame them. It's not that important until you realize, you know, what's going on with Liberia. Like, Liberia's not even going to reach any real resistance. And they're going to hit an Italian unit. But they're not going to reach any real resistance besides that Italian unit for quite a while. I don't even think does Zaire even have a unit? They have one. That they're fighting the British. So, like, if the Liberians get down here, they just have to walk into Leopoldville, take it over. So the only real resistance in Africa they're going to have is Ethiopia. There's some British units in and around here that are just more or less defending land. And then, of course, they have to deal with South Africa, who they are at war with. So eventually, Zaire is not in this at all. There's going to be 3 opposing African factions fighting for control of Africa, which is goddamn hilarious, honestly. I think that's really funny. But, hey, what do I know? Hungary is getting pushed in pretty heavily here, too. The Yugoslavs have held on. They've lost land. They have definitely lost land to both Sparta, a little bit to Thrace, and some to the Soviet Romanian divisions. But they've held on better than, like, Hungary, that's for sure. And then Poland's getting surrounded pretty heavily there, which I feel bad for them. I really do. I really do. I'd say more in Asia, but nothing's really happened. Manchukuo is still the same border it was before. It's literally just a holding pattern here. until like the Axis come in. This has changed a little bit because Nepal's pushed in down south here, and I think they've widened this this corridor a little bit as well to avoid trying to get like smushed, right? So yeah, there's been no attacks and anything here though, really. This is all the same. It's just a bunch of fucking units. Who is this? Is this? That's not the Magyar guys, is it? No, no. Moyar's something else. These are, who are these? British Malaysia troops. They're not British Malaysian, though. They're, yeah, those aren't British Malaysian. There's no way. Manchukuo. Why? I'm in British Malaysia. Give me British Malaysia, please. Oh, it's because I'm not. Yeah. There we go. Oh, it is British Malaysia. Okay. So it's their flag. Oh, they've got a defense line here. I was like, why is nobody just pushing in there? But they have a defensive line, that's why. They have a defensive line up to here, and then this is Moyar Empire up from here north. Okay. I was kind of wondering, like, where does that line end? Because they're very close to the same color, honestly. Oh shit, some developments here. Quataband got pushed back pretty hardcore because they were up to like here. Same with these guys. They get pushed back a little bit too. I think part of that is because, you know, they're in a fucking war with each other instead of just focusing on the enemy. But hey, whatever. Oh, the Soviets have landed here. I guess Ptolemy probably took back that land, and the Soviets were like, nah, son. That's my guess. Now they're just kind of defending that line, which I don't blame them. I wouldn't go on the offensive. Kush is dead. I'm not sure who they were killed by, either Ethiopia or Ptolemy. But either way, they're dead. Ptolemy's at war with Ethiopia, but neither of them are bothering really to defend that that front line. The Ethiopians seem more interested in invading British land to the south. I don't blame them either. There's no point, you know? There's just no point. I think we may live to see Romania and Soviets take out the Hungarians, though. They're pushing pretty friggin' fast in there. Oh shit, they've got a major defensive line here, too. I think they're nervous about Sparta. Like, Sparta's doing better than it deserves to do. Like, look at this. Sparta's winning every conflict here. That's insane. That's insane. Warsaw is heavily surrounded by a lot of troops. A lot of troops. Sfax, Nabatean, Syracuse. Wow. There's a lot of troops. But yeah, it's pretty much surrounded at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it fall sooner than later, but we'll see. Poland's been hanging on pretty, you know, pretty ruthlessly, so we'll see what happens. I wonder what happens when Hungary falls, though, because that opens up, that opens up Austria, because they're Commintern. It opens up a larger front line with with the allies in Czechoslovakia, and that opens up a north line or a south line for them with Yugoslavia. So yeah, and then basically the Commintern has reached the Axis more or less, just indirectly. Well, the homeland of the Axis, which is the Germans, just more indirectly than I would have expected. Because I expected Poland to fall first, but it looks like it's possible the Hungarians could fall faster. It's hard to say. It looks like Carthage has actually made some gains, though. They actually made some pushes, so that's good. Who the fuck is this? The Soviet Union. Oh, that's not good. How the fuck did they get there? They just took a bunch of land there? That's not good. Go away, Soviets. Bunch of assholes. God. Good thing Sparta's doing well, that's all I gotta say. Good lord. Well, the Soviets have a big chunk of this, too. Shit. I think the Comintern's pretty much got it. Like, I don't even know if we need to continue the series. I think we could call it for the Commintern at this point, because they're pushing deep into Europe now. Pretty much as soon as Warsaw falls, that's it. Poland's given. Hungary's gonna give. They're gonna give. There's no chance of them pushing back now. They're too deep. They're too deep in there. So they're gonna give, regardless. You know, it's just slow wars at this point. Sparta will hang on for a while, but I mean, if the Germans fall, they're pretty screwed. And the Italians are pretty. Well, the Italians have a lot of units, to be fair. I mean, so do the Germans. There's not a lot of them in armies, but they have a good amount of units. The Axis is pretty unified. That's one thing. They're pretty unified. But just the unification, how long does that actually, you know, make you survive the very aggressive Soviet Union and the Commintern, right? Because, I mean, they own Asia at this point, basically. It's just fighting along here that's not under their control. So, it's just another front in another war. And they're winning. They are slowly winning. Oh, Venezuela's dead. Like, they're still alive, but they're gonna die. Like, they're fucked. Americans have surrounded this little chunk, which there are no Venezuelans in, so they're just gonna take that over. And then, yeah, they just did. And then all that's left is down in here. Do they even have a capital anymore? Yes. No, they don't. This is Brazil. Do they even have a capital anymore? No. No, they don't. So they're gonna die quickly. Ecuador's dead. Peru gained some land out of Ecuador's death, which is kind of interesting. But that means Peru's just dead. So it's like, whatever. Rest in peace, Peru. Front line with the Brazilians, though. That'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting development. Yeah. Well, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And I will, we'll pick it up next time. I'll probably do one more episode of this, maybe. We'll see if I do another episode or not. I kind of do want to see the German Reich fight the Soviets, but I don't know how that's going to work out, and Poland just will not fucking die. So, it's kind of like, well, what do you do, right? But thank you very much for watching, and, yeah. Don't forget, too, this Saturday, 3:30 Pacific Time Zone, I fight Jackson in 3 games, a Supreme Ruler, a Hearts of Iron, and then a random third game for best of 3, I guess. I don't know. We don't know what the third game is yet. So make suggestions, something stupid, possibly, and if I have to buy it, please be cheap. So... Just, yeah, that's going to be on Jackson's channel. If you haven't seen his response video to my Bring It On, Calm Down, Level Up video, then you should go watch that too. And vote in the poll. There's a poll in the description as well. Vote for who you think's going to win during that live stream. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.